Mr. President, distinguished senators,
Order.
the fourth order of the day is a motion standing in the name of distinguished Senator Yar'adua Abdul Aziz Musa on the improvement of coordination and synergy between Nigerian security forces and agencies to help strengthen and win the fight against the insecurity in the nation. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator Yar'adua Abdul Aziz Musa to move the motion.
Distinguished Senator Musa Abdul Aziz Yar'adua.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I am Abdulaziz Musa Yar'adua, representing the good people of Katsina Central. Mr. President, before I go ahead with the motion, I want to make a little amendment on the subject heading of the motion to read urgent need for the improvement of coordination and synergy between Nigerian security forces and agencies to help strengthen and win the fight against insecurity in the nation.
We are not, the Senate is listening to you. You are moving the motion. So anything you want to add in the course of moving the motion, add. And then, if there is a seconder, we go ahead in the debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Urgent need.
Sorry, I did not say I did not take the amendment. All I said is that he's moving the motion. So whatever he's saying in the course of moving the motion, that he would like you in the course of debate to turn into urgent or late coordination, he should do so. The major thing is that he has the floor. After that, somebody will second the motion, and then we'll decide whether we are debating or not. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Urgent need for the improvement of coordination and synergy between Nigerian security forces and agencies to help strengthen and win the fight against insecurity in the nation. The Senate knows that the contemporary security landscape in Nigeria poses unprecedented challenges that outstrip the protective capabilities of any security agency alone. Therefore, the fight against insurgency and other novel security crises requires the collaboration of all the relevant security agencies and ministries, departments, and agencies. Also notes that Nigeria has various security agencies aside the Armed Forces of Nigeria and the Nigeria Police Force. These include the Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Nigerian Correctional Service, Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, and other authorized civilian task forces. Additionally, Nigeria has other key security services that oversee both internal and external threats: the Department of State Service, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and the National Intelligence Agency. Aware that Nigeria faces numerous simultaneous security crises. These include the Boko Haram in the northeast, the activities of bandits and kidnappers in the northwest, the activities of gunmen in the southeast and south-south, and other forms of criminality like armed robbery, herders-farmers clashes, and cross-border crimes. Informed about the kidnapping of Major General R.C. Duru, retired in Owerri, Imo State, on 27th September 2023 by members of IPOB, and the overall nefarious acts of the proscribed outfits, and the much touted unknown gunmen in the eastern part of the country. Reports that on the 3rd of October 2023, at least 5 people were killed and some others injured when bandits attacked the Ongwar Dankali community in Zaria local government area of Kaduna State. Also informed about the fact that troops of Operation Safe Haven and Operation Hakorin Damisa 4 from 9 to 16th October 2023 neutralized bandits and armed robbers and arrested 59 suspects in connection with kidnapping, armed robbery, cattle rustling, railway vandalism, gun running, illegal mining, as well as recovered arms and ammunition and illicit drugs. Gathered from the Punch newspaper on the 18th of October 2023 that no fewer than 50 people, including a district head, women and children, have been abducted, while 3 others were reportedly killed in an attack by bandits in Bagega, a mining village in Zamfara State. Worried that just recently on the 20th of October 2023, bandits in their numbers raided Damusa town in Katsina State, the headquarters of Damusa local government area, killing 7 people and injuring 10 people, and kidnapped a yet to be a certain number of people. Furthermore, the bandits also attacked the people of Uruma, Tamawa, and Dattawa villages in Kurfi local government, killing people and rustling cattle. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, just last week, about 8 villages were attacked in Katsina Southern Senatorial Zone, in Musawa and Matazu local governments. Over 26 people were killed, 30 were abducted, 37 were injured, and over 20 cows were rustled. Cognizant of the fact that the primary focus of security agencies should be directed at making Nigeria safe, the insecurity in Nigeria can only be tackled if all security agencies and parastatals that play key roles in national security work in synergy under a centralized command structure to ensure that the country is highly secured. This cooperative effort reinforces the interdependence and interrelatedness of Nigerian security agencies. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to commend the security forces and agencies in Nigeria for the ongoing efforts made in fighting all forms of insecurity in the country. Urge the various security agencies in Nigeria, both military and paramilitary, to improve and enhance their interoperational synergy and coordination for the effective and holistic tackling of the various types of insecurity plaguing the nation. To develop a national security policy document outlining the framework for an improved and streamlined synergy and coordination between the various security agencies, and to embark on joint training to enhance their capabilities and effectiveness in dealing with all forms of security challenges bedeviling our dear nation. Mr. President,
Okay, point of order. Point of order, yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Karimi Sunday. I represent Kogi West. I come under Order 61. Senator Yar'adua is my good friend. I just wanted him to finish reading his motion. Order 61 says, it shall be out of order to make a motion or move an amendment dealing with the subject matter of a bill or other order of the day appointed for consideration. He amended the heading
of his motion. This order does not allow that. He amended, you amended, excuse me, I'm talking about a point of order. You cannot change the subject, you cannot change this is the order of the day. And what is in the order of the day is the improvement of coordination and synergy between Nigerian security forces and agencies to help strengthen and win the fight against insecurity in the nation. But he changed that. He did that.
Point.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, accordingly, the security agencies should embark on joint training to enhance their capabilities and effectiveness in dealing with all forms of security challenges bedeviling our nation. I so move, Mr. President.
Mr. President, my very distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Akwashiki Boja. I represent Nasarawa North Senatorial District. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, first and foremost, let me second the motion for the urgent need to improve coordination of synergy between Nigerian security forces and agencies to help strengthen and win the fight against insecurity in the nation. Mr. President, my very distinguished colleagues, this motion is up, very important, unique for this, our country, dear Nigeria. As we all know, the primary assignment of every government is to protect life and properties of its citizens. And I want to use this time to commend the sagacity of the mover of this motion for bringing it out this time where the people that we represent are yearning for security, for them to sleep with their two eyes closed. The era and time of security fighting within themselves is gone. Times when you see military fighting the police people, or police versus civil defense, or army versus customs, it interacts and it discourages the coordination of security in Nigeria. And I want to urge our colleague to look at this motion with all seriousness and importance because of the people and even ourselves in the highways we are traveling, so that we should advise the security, and if it is possible, let them bring themselves together and see the reason why they should work together, why they should advise themselves together to lead, to have very good idea, very timing, to protect the people that we are representing, and to make security their primary assignment, where governments are paying them for. Just 2 weeks ago, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, we have just approved a supplementary budget for the executive arm of government. And looking at the supplementary budget, 80% of the finances and the fund has been channeled to the security agencies in this country alone. On this time and on this note, I want my colleagues under the leadership of Mr. President to see the sagacious where we should support this motion and ask the security to be out and doing to protect the people who are presented. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I so submit.
Distinguished Senator Nengi.
Mr. President, thank you very much for recognizing me. My name is Senator Abdul Ningi. I represent Bauchi Central of Bauchi. Mr. President, we are living in a very, very difficult times. We are living in very hard times, and it is important to believe every one of us is threatened security-wise. Mr. President, gone are those days when we hear security challenges from in the northeast, in the north-central states of Niger and Benue, in the northern western states of